Hi, welcome to Ascending Souls Journey. This is Lorianne, your psychic here to give you messages for Spiritual Connections Live. I answer questions that many of you have been wondering about, all in the line of spirituality. These are general questions. Hi, Jody. Thank you for joining me. These are general questions. And I help people find blockages, break through those blockages, heal them and remove them to help them move forward in their life so that they can get what they actually deserve. Each and every one of us have somebody out there for us. There is somebody out there for us. So the topic for today is what's blocking you from love? Okay. Hi, how are you? So I'm going to start off with the topic and then I will answer some of the questions that you guys have sent to me. And I love that you send me these questions. Hi, Mary. Okay. What's blocking you from love? Some of us believe that love just happens. It doesn't matter who you are, what you do, what you think, what you wear, what effort you put into it. It just boom, it flies out of nowhere. And you know what? That's true. It really is true when you meet the right person. But in order to meet the right person, we have to put ourselves out there. We have to put ourselves out there. Now, let's take a look at some of the things that are blocking people from love. Some of you are aware of why you don't have love in your life, and some of you aren't aware. And for those of you who follow me, who watch me on a regular basis, I always say, what we think is what we create, right? So if you're thinking that there is no love out there for you, well, you're wrong. Let's take a look at you, all right? Now, one of the things, the first one that I really want to touch on for you guys is when we meet somebody new, how many of you compare them to your ex-partner? Or a multitude of ex. Oh, yeah, that one's just like my ex. Oh, my ex used to do that. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking about. This is a person who is not healed over whatever took place with that ex-partner. So every person they meet, they're thinking of their ex. So if they're thinking of their ex, if you are comparing your new person to your ex-partner, how are you ever going to get love into your life, right? Look at that. For those of you who have done it, and I know each and every one of you have done it, I've done it. And the second one is exactly what I'm saying. You're not emotionally healed over your ex. You cannot speak about your ex without getting angry, without crying, without feeling that hurt, that pain, and sadness that accompanies a breakup, that accompanies you not being with your ex-partner. That is a blockage when we can't release the past, when we're living in the past, but it's the present. Past is already done. What I said 2 minutes ago, that's gone. It's done, right? Past is in the past. So, number 3, how many of you have encountered this? I know you guys have. I know you have. Excuses. Oh, I work too much. I work too many hours. You know, I'm just so busy. For those of you who know me, I work 12 to 14 hours a day, 6.5 days a week. I personally haven't had a day off since September 2nd. So don't tell me how bad I look. Okay, I hear that all the time. It's like, you know what? I work a lot. So what we're really looking at is somebody making up an excuse so they do not have to put themselves out there. I could easily say, oh, I work too much. No, I actually make time. I'm a go-go-goer, right? I go all the time, all the time, all the time. So for me to go out on a date, I have plenty within me to actually go out on that date. But I know for me, I have met people who say, yeah, I work too much, or I can't go, I'm too busy with this, I have to do this, my family. We always make up excuses. So take a look at that. If you ever find yourself making up an excuse as to why you can't go out with somebody, that's a big one, I have to say. To me, I should have probably put that as number 1. Then we have You guys will like this one. There isn't any good available people out there. You all said that. You all heard that. I know you have. I know you have. I even remember in the past I've said that before, but there was a reason for that. You see, when we say there's nobody good and available, all the good ones are taken. They're already married. And some people even get into, and I'm not judging anybody, but they will become involved with a married person because they really believe that there is nobody good out there. Each and every one of you, every single one of us in this world, there is the right partner. But we have to make sure that these blockages are removed so that we can be open, and the other person as well. So the next one is indecisive. And I'm sure that many of you have encountered this where it's like 1 minute, oh, I really like them. I don't know if I like them. Well, maybe I do. I don't know if I do. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Instead of being in the present moment and just enjoying time with them. And if you don't enjoy the time with them, then you don't go out with them. But it isn't, I like them, no I don't. I like them, no I don't. I like them, no I don't. That indecisiveness, the inability to make a decision as to whether or not you actually want to be dating that person, that's your blockage. That has nothing to do with them. And number 6, you meet the new person, you like the new person, and I know a lot of you have done this, okay? And next thing you know, you want them to, oh, why don't you change your hair? Why don't you let your hair grow out? Why don't you do this? How about you wear this type of clothes? Or can you wear this? Or do this? Or you want to change that person. So instead of accepting them exactly the way they are, you're trying to mold them into what it is that you think you need and want. But we have to be able to accept them exactly the way they are. So for those of you, and you've heard me say it, you know I have, for those of you who don't like my readings, it's okay. Move on. And I don't mean that in a mean way. It's everybody's preference as to who they like. But trying to change somebody and create them into this little molded fake image, and I am meaning fake. If you're changing them, that's not who they really are. Who they really are is the person before you change them. So take a really good look at who you're dating and what you're trying to do, okay? Number 7, you find yourself attracted and attracting to you unavailable people. I did that, and you guys have heard me talk about it. I didn't want to date anybody close to me. I wanted them far away because then they would never show up on my doorstep. And I was a single mom, so I wanted to take care of my babies, right? I wanted to have my own time without somebody showing up at the spur of the moment, catching me off guard. I was very emotionally blocked. I had been through a lot, like many of you have. Many. Almost all of us have been through heartbreak. The love, the joy, the experience is amazing, and then the heartbreak. And for those of you in the soulmate journey, it is even more profound than a regular relationship. And when we get heartbroken over a regular relationship, that's like, that pain is intense, right? Number 8, you date because you're lonely, because you don't want to be alone, because you want to have somebody to go out and talk to. You're not dating to actually get to know the person. You're dating for the wrong reason. So you want to take a look at that. For those of you where that's what you're doing when you're dating, you really want to look at that. Why are you dating? Is it because you were ready for a relationship, or you're just lonely? In order for us to be in a healthy relationship, the number 1 relationship is within us, loving us, where we don't need to date because we're lonely. I rarely get lonely. Rarely. It's not very often. Now, back in my 20s, I did. Number 9, The fear of saying, I love you. I like you. People fear that, and you guys know what I'm talking about. You really like this person and you want to tell them, I really like you. However, you're afraid if I tell them I like them, they might change. They might run away. They might hurt me. They might not feel that way about me. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say nothing. And if they tell you, then you might, and that's a big maybe, you might open up to them and say it back. But I'm talking about those of you where you can't even get the words out. You're so afraid. If I say anything, I'm going to lose them. Okay? Number 10, you feel as though you have a curse on you. And I honestly, I have had so many people contact me asking me, do I have a curse? And I will tell you, there are some that do, but it's not that many. Most of the curses are our own thinking, self-sabotage. Take a look at why you are doing any of these 10 things and really look at it deep. If you need help, I'm here. You guys can book a session with me. I don't do it for free. I do this for free, okay? But really look at that. Is the curse in you? Is it you? Or did somebody really put a hex on you? And you'll see that most of you, it is an inner blockage. That probably stems maybe from the very first love relationship you had. But the point is, you want to really look at you. Are you ready to date? Do you feel confident, sexy, vibrant, beautiful? Are you able to open up to have a very communicative conversation where two people engage and share? Are you willing to put yourself out there, or do you hide at home? Because those of you who hide at home and say there's no good ones out there, how would you know if you don't put yourself out there, right? I did that. I did. Yep. I said that same thing, and I stayed home. I didn't go out. And then when I did, it was with people very far away. So that limits the time that you can be with them. So it's all in baby steps, right? So I hope that this really gives you guys something to think about for those of you who are wondering why you can't have love in your life. Is it a blockage in you? Are you healed on every level? Are you attracting to you what you're putting out, which is, I'm unemotionally available? And those were the only people that I attracted, were the ones who didn't want to commit, because I didn't want to commit. And the second they wanted to commit, I was like, yeah, no, I got to go, bye. And then they did it back to me. So it was back and forth, back and forth. So take a look at that, you guys, okay? Now, what I am going to do for you guys, I'm going to start doing love relationship readings. This is going to be love relationship on every level. So this is family, friends, single, married couple, even soulmates. It's all going to be inclusive. And I should be posting that up over the next, let's say 4 to 5 days, okay? But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing for you guys, and I will do those bi-weekly. And yes, there will be an extended version on it. You don't have to buy it, but I don't want to hear your complaints, okay? I spent $6 grand on computer equipment, so I don't want to give my entire life and my entire life savings to you, but I do want to give you as much as I can for free. Right now, it's about 80 hours a month. 80 hours a month that I give you guys for free, and that's okay. I love doing it for you, but please don't complain, okay? Just don't buy it. And if you don't like my channel, then that's okay. And the only reason I'm bringing that up is I had a couple of people recently say that to me, and it's like, I don't get that. Anyway, on to your guys' questions. Jasmine asked, how can you tell if you're being spiritually guided? Now, I know a lot of you already know this. When we're spiritually guided, we become enlightened in a different way. We actually are able to hear. Some of you can feel something like somebody touching you. You know what I'm talking about? That your angels will touch you. I've even had people tell me they poke them, and that's okay too. All right, but your angels are there, they're around you. You can feel their presence, you can hear them. You just know. You just know an angel is around you. You don't feel that heavy dread. If it's heavy dread, then that's not an angel. If you feel, and I don't mean scared, because we're all of us get creeped out when we can't see something, right? When we hear it, we feel it, but we can't see it, we get really super creeped out. That doesn't mean that it's a negative entity. It just means that you can't see it. We can also see a number of synchronicities. That's the angel numbers that you guys have heard me and multitude of people talk about. You will have miracles happen in front of you. Angels create miracles. They're very powerful. They're powerful to come down here and actually help us and guide us through our lives, guide us into what is actually destined for us, what is best for us. It's up to us whether we go that direction or we use our free will and go a different way, but that's exactly what they're doing. So there's a number of different ways that you can tell you're spiritually guided. You may just get inner knowing. You may hear them talking to you, have this incredible, overwhelming urge to do something that is actually in your benefit. Yeah, that's a really good question. It really is a wonderful, wonderful question. So Tammy asked, does a soulmate make you believe they care and feel safe enough to express yourself and then they run away? She's asking if that's their purpose. Their purpose is to trigger you and you trigger them to whatever wounding got you off your path, however you got off your path. And normally it is through hurt and pain, through a relationship, through something where you were injured. Emotionally, physically, it doesn't matter on what level. There was a sense of injury to you, a sense of pain within. So a soulmate comes in and they push you, that's the trigger, they push you to look back at what created that pain. It has nothing to do with the soulmate. So all of you where you're angry at your soulmate, and don't get me wrong, I don't justify or excuse what they do on the human level, because, you know, a lot of times in the soulmate journeys are very toxic. But the purpose is for them to trigger you to do your healing. You go off separate, they get triggered by you, and they have to go off separate. Okay, so it's all about inner growth and inner healing. So it's not that they want you to feel safe. You feel safe because you already do know them. You know them from the other side. You do know they care. It's not that they are faking it. They really do care about you. There really is love. It's real because you know each other from the other side. You both agreed on the other side. Okay, Sally, when you come down, you're going to trigger me, and then I'll trigger you. And that's what you guys do. Sometimes you're able to work through it and come together. Sometimes you get ready for your true life partner to come in. A different soulmate, the one you're meant to walk the rest of the time on earth with. So it can be a little bit different for everybody, depending on your situation. Oh, you guys, I wanted to tell you too, if you like my videos, if you like what I do, thumbs up. And if you put actual comments down below, not on the side where you're typing now, but the real comment section, that will actually help my channel. And I'd like to ask all of you to return that favor to me and start posting comments, thumbs up, subscribing. And I would really appreciate that because I am able to help many, many people, and I love what I do, and I love each and every one of you. So I just wanted to put that out there. Also, there's been several of you who have asked about the self-love nurturing class, learning how and what self-love is. That is coming in October, and it is posted on my website. I also will have a new soulmate class starting the 9th the 9th of October. Okay, that's on my website. And for those of you, Psychic Development 2, if you've been in my Psychic Development 1 class, Psychic Development 2 is going to be on the 29th. So I'm trying to reserve seating in there so that it doesn't get too full. And yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that. AscendingSoulsJourney.com. And if you'd like to talk, send a message to me for any reason, it's AscendingSoulsJourney@gmail.com. So another question that I was asked, and then I'll take a look at whatever I can see that comes up super. I know I'm like such a dinosaur when it comes to electronics, right? Several people have been asking me about repetitive numbers. Now, I know it was only a few weeks ago, I think, that I talked about repetitive numbers. When you see repetitive numbers, going back earlier when I had answered that other question, that is a sign from the universe. Those are called angel numbers. So those of you in a spiritual transformation, you're seeing 1111, 444, 333, 222, waking up at 212 every morning or 315 every morning. But these numbers are very significant. They allow you, when you look up the numbers, and I will not answer what the numbers mean here. It is up to you to do your work. This is your journey, not my journey. So you have to actually do the research. So for those of you asking me, what does 555 mean in my life? Well, look it up. Look up those numbers, okay? And that's what we talked about before, because I've had a lot of people ask that. And I'd have to look it up. There's no possible way for me to remember what is there, like 1,000 different combinations of numbers? I can't possibly remember all of that. I have to look them up as well. So yeah, take a look at that. But those numbers are very significant to you. For those of you going through the journey, those numbers are letting you know where the angels are, how they're helping you, what they're helping you to do, what you're doing. You know, 444, they are helping you, are getting on your path, and they are helping you on your path. They are guiding you. Okay, so each of them have different meanings. And I do recommend, because there's just a plethora of all this information. So I would check out a few of them and go with your gut on the one that is right for you, okay? Now the last one is from Michael. Why do I see white lights out of the corner of my eye and then it disappears? So what he's saying is he sees something like over here, like what you guys saw when I asked the angels to come on to my July videos. There were angels all over the place. On one of them, you could actually see the wing outline of the angel. I had asked them, hey, if you want everybody to know you're real, show them. And that's what they did. They showed them on the camera. And I couldn't see it. Sometimes they went right in front of my face. I couldn't see it. I saw it on the camera. But those white lights that you're seeing, those are angels. They're little angels, and they're just like a little beep, beep, like a little firefly, and they pop on and they pop off and they fly away. Sometimes they'll be there, like you can turn around, they're gone, and when you turn your eyes you can see them again. But if you pay attention, they're in a different place. You'll see that they actually move around just like a fly. They'll move around and then poof, they're gone. So those are angels. They are around you to protect you, to guide you, to help you in your life journey here on earth. Yes, you can do super chat questions, yeah. Just do it in 1 or 2 sentences though, really brief, because it doesn't last long on my end, so I don't get to see it. But yeah, I'm here to answer you guys' questions. If you have anything you want to ask or share, I would be very delighted. Okay, Peter's saying that he thinks, and hello Peter, he thinks that fear is what's holding him back, and I'm sure that you're probably right. That's what was holding me back, okay? When I share, and I did all of those that I just shared with you, the 10, I actually experienced that. But The fear was the big thing. I don't want what I used to have. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. But let me ask you, Peter, what do you want? So no focusing on what you don't want. We already know what all you don't want this. But let's look at what you do want. And that's how you begin to manifest. That's how you begin to heal. Okay, so look at what you do want. Every week and a half. Well, I would recommend, I didn't see your name, sorry, but they were saying that their soulmate comes in like every week and a half. If your soulmate is contacting you, if you are the chaser, what they're doing is they want you to feed their ego. They want you to tell them how wonderful they are. Where'd you go? Why aren't you telling me how great I am so I can go back out and face the world? They're needing emotional support. Thank you so much, May. They're needing, how does my love interest Mickle feel toward me? They're needing you to fulfill their emotional lack. So they may be in a situation where they have no love. They may have no self-love. They may have no self-confidence, and most of them don't. Most of them, they just flat out don't. So I really recommend that if you are in the journey, if you are in the actual soulmate journey, that you focus on you. Redirect your attention to you. Now, if you guys are healed, that's different. If it's in the beginning of the relationship, that's different. But if the triggering has happened where they pushed you away as a runner, or you ran away as a runner, then it's time to be separate and do your own healing. When you make the runner have to be accountable for their own emotional nurturing, that's how they heal. And that can only be done when you pull your energy back. So for those of you who are still contacting your partner, your runner, the one who ran away, you're prolonging the opportunity to reconcile differences. And it's going to take a long time to get through the journey. I deal with people, one 6 years, another one 20 years, another one is 10 years. I mean, it just goes on, because they still interact with their other person. On some of them, they may not have had that final disconnect of moving forward, giving it up to God. And when I say disconnect, I don't mean that the connection is broke. I mean, you're giving it up to God and you're focusing on going forward in your life. So that's what you really want to look at, okay? Mine is the runner. Thank you. Now, oh, you're welcome, Evelyn. So welcome. Oh, okay. Well, you may want to watch the Soulmate Journey. It's going to go up as soon as I'm done with this. I'll be posting Celia Watch the Soulmate Journey, and I do recommend you watch the second half, okay? I was a friend with my soulmate for 5 years online. Our lives, family, friends passed 30 years back. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Are you just sharing, or was there a question in that? Namaste. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, so for those of you, I'm letting you know, I already did the Soulmate Journey, so I'll post it. Celia, take a look at it because I think it's going to help you out a little bit. You sent me an email via LinkedIn. I think I answered one of them, Peter, unless you just sent it today. I don't know. You'd have to order a personal reading for me to tap into your energy. I want you guys to understand I am live, and yes, I can tap into individual people's energy, yes, but it is exceedingly exhausting for me to do that because I have to decipher whose energy I'm picking up on. Just like those of you who are getting phone readings, when I say I see this person and I describe it, what you don't know is I see about 10 other people around them. So I'm trying to pull out who you're talking about, picking up their energy. So it's very, very exhausting. Okay, they're asking, I didn't catch your name, but they're asking, is there a romantic soulmate in every lifetime? So we come down here to learn different lessons. Some of us come down to learn about finances. So we may be that business guru who works nonstop. They're a complete workaholic. They really have no social life. They're all about work. Or the person who built their empire. And many of us know Howard Hughes. He built his empire, right? And then he lost everything. He rebuilt it and lost it again. He was very work driven, but he did not have a lot of relationships. He also had a lot of OCD type stuff going on. He had phobias, a lot of phobias, some emotional mental disorders as well. But he was brilliant when it comes to business, absolutely brilliant. His life purpose had to do with what he did. So those planes that he built, the Hughes aircraft, all of the stuff associated with him really escalated our world in a whole new level. It was brilliant, absolute brilliance. He was not put here for a romantic relationship. Did he learn all the lessons of romance, of relationships, of love on every level, friends, family, etc.? No. He was here for business. So he learned how to build and gain and loss. And then he went back. He had to look at what he did the first time and figure out, what did I do wrong? Okay, I built it up and now I lost it. What did I do wrong? So he looks back, he pulls the lessons out. I did these work, this didn't work. Now he has to rebuild. Okay, so he had to do it 3 times. And his purpose was not about relationships. So the answer is no. That was a very long answer for that. Sorry about that. So I hope that this has been a benefit for you guys. And I truly want you to look at why you don't have love in your life. Is it really, some of us actually just don't want it. We just don't, we aren't in a place where we want a relationship. So if you don't want a relationship, just, I'm not in a relationship kind of mode. You know what I mean? Maybe you're like Howard Hughes and you want to focus. Maybe your purpose is actually about finances. So for each of us, it's very, very different, but you will know when you go within. For those of you about the classes that are coming up, or to book a personal session, guidance session with me, or reading, AscendingSoulsJourney.com. Have a wonderful day, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.